Hey guys, my name is HTrade and I'm a partner trader from Wesley Trades HQ Discord, and we have recently reached 1,000 members in our Discord, which is not an easy feat. And also, this is only just the beginning, literally just the beginning. So, as a beginning, just like to quickly show you guys. So, the latest video that Wesley, the boss of Wesley Trades HQ, that he produced. So let me just quickly play the first few seconds of this one for you guys.
Like, you guys aren't going to believe me when I say this because I don't have the footage, of course, but we were one singular tick away from hitting stop loss today. This is not trailed. I did not trail that at the time. What's up, YouTube? It's what?
All right, now what Wesley said there is exactly the truth. I was actually there when that movement happened, and we all traded together on that day. Actually, I already recorded this for you guys in one of my previous videos. How we caught that beautiful sell. That's absolutely insane. So this was Wesley's trade on that one. That was, I think it was on the 10th of December. All right, so let's get started, right? So let me just quickly show you my headline for this video. It is basically, let me go back to my journal because I want to give you a recap. Now, as of 13 December 2025, my 50k eval balance is on 50,551 and 30 cents. Here is my stats, full disclosure. Now, it may look very interesting here, right? So basically, all you have to see is, am I in profit? Yes, I am. But now here comes the thing, right? So take a look at my average losing, average winning comparison. And what do you see? When I lose, even though I lose like a few multiple trades, right? Like this, right? Even if my winning trades are 36% right now, take a look at the amount that I win versus the amount that I lose. Why is this significant? Because when I lose, I try to limit the amount that I lose as much as I possibly can to basically preserve my capital. That is the main thing a trader should always go for. Capital preservation. Why? Because if you trade day number 1, you make a win. Day number 2, you make a win. Day number 3, you make a win. Suddenly, on day number 4, you take a loss. And now you feel like, wait, but I have won all the other days, and you want to get back at the market, and now you want to trade to get a win for that day as well. And that's where the issue starts. Now, I tried to keep myself in check when it comes to those types of emotions by limiting the amount of loss that I get. So day number 1 of this account, right? Day number 1, I got a profit of 800 and something. No, sorry. Day number 1, which is the 9th of December, I got a loss of $400, 450 or something like that. Day number 2, I got a total profit of 800 and something. Day number 3, I got a total profit of 900 and something. Day number 4, which was yesterday, I got a complete loss, or a total loss of 750. So yeah, I lost a little bit more than I actually could have lost. I could have stopped at 400. So I'm going to explain to you guys what happened there. But like I said, this channel is like my journey to get profitable with prop firm accounts, right? To make a living out of prop firm accounts. So this is my journey getting there. So I'm going to explain to you guys and to myself as well how I got to losing 750 yesterday. All right, so let's get started, right? Let me show you again the amount of times that I have literally reset this account 4 times. It may look like a lot. It does look like a lot, but it's not. Just think to yourself, right? So one prop firm application for a 50,000 account is around $130, $120. It can be up until 150. And if you even lose that account multiple times, up until 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and you get one singular payout, it will make up all the losses once. So it may look like I'm rushing through everything, but I'm not. Although the only thing that I am really trying to do here is be consistent with my profits on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys what happened yesterday, right? So the thing, like I said, the main key here is to get profitable and be consistent. So even if I do lose, I lose much less than the day that I win. The day that I win, I would, like, let's say, win at least 2 times more than what I lose. Now, Friday I lost a little bit more than I expected, but it's not the end of the world. It really is not. So let's just quickly have a look at what happened. All right. So this is Friday. So there's a humongous sell on Friday. So at the end of the day, what happened? Let's just quickly remove that day's candle. And here we are. Right, so this is the beginning of Friday. So what did we start off with on Friday? This is the previous daily high. Sorry, this is... Let me just quickly get the previous day high to where it must be. This is the previous day high. This is the previous day low. This is a daily inverted fair value gap. That's below price at this moment. And there's a daily fair value gap at the top. This is the week of Thursday's candle, daily candle, and this is the week of Thursday's daily candle on NQ. All right, so basically we are coming from FOMC on Wednesday, and Thursday we had a bit of a retracement back up. Now we almost took out Wednesday's high, but we didn't. In any case, let's just get started, right? So so Asia basically opened with a gap at the top there. I'm just going to quickly go down, so just ignore these markings for the time being. So during London session, right, we are still in Asian session. All right, cool. So London session opened, and I was looking at the charts, and I was thinking, listen, we have a... Let me just quickly go back to the higher time frame because I was looking at both the daily and the 4-hour chart. So I thought to myself, listen, we are literally at the bottom half, the bottom wick of the previous day. So we're basically bearish right now. We are basically tapping into that liquidity of Thursday. Okay, well, sorry about this now, but this is the wick here of Thursday. So we're basically tapping into that liquidity at the moment. And since we are in a range, I thought to myself, listen, there's a possibility that if I draw a fib tool, which I did, let me just quickly take a look here if it's still at the right in the place that I marked it out. Yes, it is. If price comes here and retraces in between this area here, there's a possibility it can go up and then take out this gap here at the top at the beginning of Asian market open, and then go even further up and even tap this daily fair value gap. So I was waiting at the beginning. I was waiting to see what's happening. Waiting. In the meantime, take a look at the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute inverted fair value gap, close below it, retest and sold. That would have been a beautiful trade. Absolutely beautiful trade. When this, after that happened, I was like, I can't believe I didn't catch that. I just can't believe I didn't catch it. But it is what it is. That's how trading goes at the end of the day. Yeah, you just have to get over it. There's nothing much you can do. So the 15-minute time frame is still bearish at this point in time. If you take a trade, just make sure that you trade with the 15-minute time frame and not against it. Otherwise, it will hand you your ass. 100%. So basically, at this stage, we reacted off the 61.8% fib retracement, and I thought to myself, there's a possibility that we can actually get a buy from this area because we created a new 15-minute candle here, and so we basically have a new 15-minute inverted fair value gap. So my logical thinking was telling me that, all right, cool. So let's see if we can get a buy from here. All right. So there's nothing on the 4-hour time frame that could have shown me that we're basically tapping into this 4-hour order block as well. So price went down, went up, went down, went up again, like very high. So this is a 4-hour order block. So we are tapping this 4-hour order block as well. So then I thought to myself, all right, let's go for a trade. Let's just see what we can get on the 1-minute time frame. And then we go for that. And that's why I started marking this out here. And then what I did is the following. So I waited a little bit. Actually, oh, sorry. Let me just have it inside here. And we reacted from this 15-minute inverted fair value gap. And then I waited for a retracement. And I got something else here as well, if I remember correctly. Yes, I drawn my fib here. And I thought to myself, all right, cool. So now it's reacting from a lower time frame fib retrace as well. And we created a new bullish fair value gap here. And I waited for a bullish candle to be printed. And I didn't get it, but I know I made a mistake here. I made a mistake here because at the end of the day, this 15-minute inverted fair value gap was only created when it was created at 5:15. So it was present at 5:15. Here we go. From here, and we were busy tapping into that inverted fair value gap, and we haven't closed below it yet. But I think where I went wrong is I took a buy from here. I think I took a buy from here, but I think I put my stop loss here. I think it was here, right about here, and I aimed for 2-to-1 risk to reward. I think I aimed for, that's what I aimed for. I aimed for the current London high, which is this one here. That's what I aimed for. And price just went against me. And when 5:30 EST came, we closed below this 15-minute inverted fair value gap, which was an indication to me that this trend is not going to hold, or this is not even a trend to begin with. The 15-minute time frame didn't react from the inverted fair value gap, it actually closed below it. This is a clear indication that if price retests this fair value gap once more, it might sell off. So it's a bearish indicator. But what I also failed to notice is that we have two fair value gaps on the 15-minute time frame after each other, here and here. If there was only one fair value gap, it would have been a much more clearer direction to choose from, like this one here. If there was only one fair value gap, only one, and with the order block in between, right? So there's only one with the order block in between, and there's only one here, a new order block. There's only one here, there's a new order block. You see, if there's two after each other, price close above this order block, price the ability for price to go and tap even as far as this area here before going down is 100% possible, which it did. We closed above this fair value gap here. Does that make the trend bullish? No, it doesn't, because what? We are currently reacting from a 15-minute inverted fair value gap, and we have more fair value gaps here. So we reacted from that and we sold off. So it's exactly the same theory here, right? So we have two fair value gaps after each other. Price went up. Yes, it closed above this inverted fair value gap. But did we close above that one? Is your answer yes or no? The answer is no, right? So, which means that price can easily go down and continue with its bearish trend. That's all. So, that's exactly what happened. So I got stopped out. Eventually, I got stopped out. There we go. Got stopped out. And then I tried again. And that's where the issue comes in, right? So I thought to myself, all right, cool. Let's just wait for it, because we are still reacting from this 50%, 61% level. Price is basically consolidating right now, right? And then what I did was, and we also kind of swept these, we basically touched this area here as well. So we basically swept these as well, not completely, not here yet. But so what I did was I waited for a 1 minute inverted fair value gap, which I got, and a new bullish bullish fair value gap, which I got. And then I waited for price to retest either this one or this fair value gap, close with a bullish candle, which it did, and I entered another buy right there. And then I took my stop loss to here. And then I aimed to 1 to 1.2. Or 1 to 2, sorry, 1 to 2 risk to reward. And let's see what happens. Consolidate, and I got stopped out. And we also took out this low here. And almost that one. So I got my loss. So I got stopped out twice. And to be completely honest with you guys, I think I started looking for another trade. And you see, this is the point that I'm trying to make here. So at the end of the day, I lost I basically lost more than I expected to lose. I lost more than I wanted to lose. And that's the thing. That is the you guys won't believe what happened. The thing is, that's the single most thing that you sometimes you can't imagine. So let me put it this way, right? So the only thing in trading that trading itself or the strategy does not have control over is your emotions. Literally, your emotions will decide if you will preserve your capital or not. Your emotions. That's it. So let me show you what I mean. So yesterday we had this guy in the Ask Anything section asking me a lot of questions about trading, right? So not trading, but prop firms. He was just looking for the numbers, basically. It's one of those. Okay, let me explain to you. It's one of those guys that think that if you throw money at it, it will stick, and it will start generating money for you passively along the side. Guys, I'm telling you, that is not how trading works. Trading works if you work, if you keep at it, if you work at it. So it's not something you can just throw money at it and then get a passive income. That doesn't work like that. So basically, this guy started as, can someone simply explain the entire the entire trading system of all things, right? And now take a look here. And how it works, like you're explaining it to a 5-year-old. But in the meantime, this guy is so smart that he has like the whole world of questions in very much detail, but he wants us to explain it to him like he's a 5-year-old. Come on now. Come on. In any case, I'm brand new to trading and just curious on the basics, etc., etc. So I don't mind this question, right? But you guys will see now when I go into further detail. So basically, he says, I should preface I have a basic knowledge of trading. So now suddenly he admits in his next sentence that he does have some trading background. And in the beginning, he said, I'm brand new to trading and just curious. And now he says, I have a basic knowledge of trading. Come on, man. In any case. But now a ton of terminology or knowledge of what? But not a ton of terminology. All right. Cool. So I thought, okay, right. I send him the message to guide him from beginning till end. I actually began with this. Welcome to Wesley Trades HQ. Glad to have you. First of all, I think I need to address first one of the key points in that sentence, and that is trading is 100% not a passive income. I first hit him with that answer, right? Because I knew this guy was looking at throwing money at something and then expect a return. One of those things, right? And then I told him it is more like a job, because it is. You physically work, you press the buttons, you decide. You decide when you trade. You decide when you take your profit. You decide when you take your loss and how many trades you take and when you trade, etc., etc. That's your job. The market is not going to decide that for you. No one else is going to decide that for you, right? In any case, and I went on to him. And then I told him, since you have explained what? Since, yeah, sorry, that sentence was a little bit difficult here. But I said, since he already has a basic knowledge of trading, here is a beginner guide to Wesley Trades HQ. And then I said, okay, right, here is a basic ICT course. Go and read about it, how to follow price. And then the next step is learn our CE strategy that Wes trades every single live stream in our Discord under the Wesley stream section, and it will be announced when there is a live stream. We literally do 4 to 5 live streams a week, right? So, and here's the explanation on how it works, etc., etc. Now next, right? So then he replied, sounds great. I understand that there's a risk involved and it's not truly passive income. Okay, cool. At least he got that right. So now, I was just mainly referring to Wes's point of being financially free. So I was curious what kind of returns guys are earning from and how much percentage it's staying in to be reinvested. Like I said, again, this guy is looking at it from a point where he wants to throw money at it to get some kind of an investment or a passive income out of it. And now he says, okay, how much is being taken out for living? Okay, what does that have to do with the price of eggs? Stupid metaphor, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? What does how much money in trading that you make has to do with, number one, how much percentage of staying in to be reinvested and how much is being taken out for living. That has absolutely nothing to do with your trading journey. Your trading journey, yes, you can use it to generate income for whatever you want to use it for. It doesn't have to be for living. It can be for completely something else. It can be for giving it to charity or going on vacation or using it for buying food or whatever the case may be. But, so I answered. I told him, 100% to be honest with you, those types of numbers should be comparable to your own lifestyle, right? I told him, okay, well, it's your thing. It has nothing to do with any other person out there. Each of us has our own financial goals. So the answer to returns you guys are earning from and how much percentage is taken to be reinvested is going to be personal to each of us on our own lifestyles. This Discord is a safe space where we learn how to become profitable traders as a whole. You can actually check it out in this section, the payout section. So actually, let me take you guys to the payout section. Let's go to the payout section. Here's a guy that has a total of 9,000 US dollars of payouts. Here's a guy that got a $2,000 payout. Here's a guy that gets $2,500 of payouts. I can go on and on and on. Here's a guy that got $1,600 of payouts. So, yeah. Any case, besides the point. Now, then I also answered the guy. I told him, you do sound like a very technical guy when it comes to numbers, much comparable to myself. The first thing I would focus on is how to trade. And then after a few months, you get the hang of things, you learn how to generate payouts and become profitable. But this part is tricky because it can take 6 months, it can take 1, 2, 3 years, etc. Because his question specifically was also regarding how long does it take. Check this out. So he then replied, so I see many people mentioning they are getting a 50k account, as I'm assuming they are trusted to trade with an increased amount of money in it. How much do you get from trading someone else's money? And what happens if you fail at making the money increase? Then I explained to him more or less how the prop firms companies work, the capital that you choose to trade, you pay a first like a investment amount to get that capital to basically pay a deposit, right? You pay a deposit, you get the amount, and then the prop firm company tests you by you need to generate a specific amount for the 50k evaluation account or the 100k evaluation account. In my case, the 50k account that I applied for, you need to make a total of $3,000 profit to pass the account and for them to give you the live trading account to be a funded trader. So I explained the whole thing to him, and then he replied with more questions. So do you guys get what I'm saying? So at the beginning he started off with, I have no experience. Explain to me like a 5-year-old, and then the next sentence is, I have some basic knowledge of trading, but in the meantime this guy is just asking questions and questions and questions as if he's an investor. He wants to invest money, but he wants to know how long is it going to take for him to get returns out of it. My guy. Bro. I already explained to you. You understand? You guys understand what I'm saying, right? Let me read this out as well. How much does the 50k account have to grow to get 2k, and how many days does it usually take to get that? How many 50,000 funded accounts do you guys trade with at the same period of time? How much is the once-off payment to be able to trade those accounts? Now, let me read the first one here because I think this one is more crucial than the rest of the questions. How much does the 50k account have to grow to get to 2k? And how many days does it usually take to get that? This part here got me boiling. Got me to boiling point, right? So I didn't want to be angry with the guy or anything like that because he's chilled, he's asking questions. I know he wants his answers, no problems. But like I already tried to explain to him in between lines, is that trading is not an investment. It's not an investment thing. It is a physical job. You sitting behind your cell phone, your laptop, your computer, and you press the buttons to trade. And now he comes and asks, and how many days does it usually take to get that? And then I told him this. All these questions are in the FAQ of the prop firm account, so that's to answer all these other questions. And then I told him, but the one question that you cannot answer in FAQs, and my personal favorite, how much does the 50k account have to grow to get to 2k? And how many days does it, specifically, how many days does it usually take to get that? Then I said, number one, you need to be in profit above the starting balance amount based on your prop firm company rules. And number two, how many days does it usually take to get that? And then I said, this. This answer solely depends on your skills as a trader. This is what makes and breaks the whole trading journey, to be honest. Remember when I told you that it may take a few months, even 1, 2, 3 years to be profitable in trading? This completely depends on your skills as a trader, 100%. You can have all the numbers in the world, but when it comes to emotions, that is the one thing numbers cannot decide. That will decide how well you keep your capital and how well you handle both wins and losses. If you are greedy, if you overtrade, if you revenge trade, this is not something numbers can decide for you. So I think he got the message, because at the end of the day he didn't ask any further questions. But at the end of the day, profitability, how much, wait, so how many days does it take to get that? That is like asking a trader, how many days does it take to get profitable? How many months does it take to get profitable? Etc, etc. And I'm going to refer you guys back to my trading journal. How many times did I fail this account? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I had to reapply for this prop firm account 4 times. Now I'm running it on the 5th, well, basically 4 times. So basically this is now the 4th. This is at the beginning, it's try number 1 and then retry. So now you're on try number 2, retry. Now you're on try number 3, try number 4, try number 5. So this is the 5th time that I am now on this 50,000 account. So let me go back to this again. So now I'm gonna highlight this section again, right? So How many days does it usually take to get that? Do you guys understand my point? Right? Do you guys understand my point? So at the end of the day, it's not always just numbers. It's like literally 10% or 20% numbers and 80% or 90% emotion. If you are struggling with trading, it's usually because of an emotional or psychological issue that you're struggling with. Over trading, gambling, all that stuff, right? So it's not always strategy. The strategy can be as straightforward as it can be. But when your emotions are causing you to lose, then it's nothing to do with the strategy. So at the end of the day, these kinds of people that only wants the numbers and only wants to throw money at something and get an investment out of it, good luck. Trading is not for you. That's my 100% real answer. Trading is not for you. Rather go to a investment company, put in 1,000 or 10,000 US dollars or whatever in an investment account, and go get your 8% to 9% annual returns on your investment. Go and do that rather, right? Because trading is not an investment thing. Trading is a job. It is a physical job, guys. And how well you do that job depends on how well you keep your emotions in check. Am I still unprofitable? Yes, I am. Am I now and then struggling with emotions on deciding when I need to stop with my trades that I do for the day? Yes, I still struggle with that. I'm human. But at the end of the day, you need to start. Oh, I'm starting to get better at stopping when I need to stop. So at the end of the day, you need to decide when you are going to stop. That's the only way that you will. If you take a profit, you stop. If you take a stop loss, you stop. You move on to the next day. That's all. That singular idea of stopping at taking your take profit and stopping at your stop loss will decide if you are profitable or not in trading. Not throwing numbers. Throwing numbers at a trading account. No, my guy, that's not going to work. Trading is not for you. I'm very sorry. Trading is absolutely not for you. Rather go and invest your money in something much safer, right? That's all I can say. That's really all I can say. I wanted to read this out to you guys because, like I said in the beginning, people always think that trading, like social traders out there advertise their money wins of 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 US dollars, up until 100,000 US dollars on a daily basis in trading. Yes, that is possible, but those guys have losses as well. And how well you lose will decide on how well your balance will be at the end of the month, at the end of the day. So yeah. Anytime. Sorry. Anyways, hope you guys have a great weekend. So this was a lesson as well as a trading recap from my side. So yeah, like I said, guys, just think about it. Remember, trading is not an investment. It is a job. It is a physical job. You sit behind the laptop or the monitor to sit and trade. Nobody else is going to do that for you. It's your responsibility, your rules, your strategy, and only you can decide when you take your profit and are you going to stop? And when you take your stop loss, are you going to stop and move on to the next day or not? It's completely up to you. So yeah, any case, hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be back on Monday. Cheers.